Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to talk about singing male ballads with feminist anthems. All right, let's get into this. All right, so you guys might know. If not, I'll tell you. I am a huge sneakerhead. I love sneakers. All right. Now, my jam is Nike. I definitely like Air Jordans. I like Frenzies. I really like Nike's line. I like colorways. I'm a huge sneakerhead, right? Now, by the way, I'm more of a knowledge sneakerhead than actually own a lot of sneakers. I own probably $1,000 worth of shoes, which in sneakerhead, land is nothing, right? Like close to nothing. But I do know a lot about sneakers, and I follow the game, and I'm always and I do legit try to get dope drops in my own colorway in size 11, but I wear 11s, and the whole freaking world wears 11s, and it's almost impossible to get the sneakers I need. I'm a sneakerhead. All right, we're going to talk about Disney Sneakerella, and we're going to talk about it in context of Dungeons & Dragons, and there's going to be spoilers for Sneakerella in this. All right, so Sneakerella just dropped, and it is Cinderella retold, okay? Now, Cinderella is kind of a feminist anthem, right? It is a story about a set-upon woman, a woman who has all the classic feminist problems, right? Like she has problems that feminists would be concerned with, right? She is very put upon, right? They're like, hey, do all this domestic stuff, and that's all you are, right? Like, feminists don't like that, and that's legit. Like, that's not a likable thing, right? That's like nobody wants to get put in a domestic corner, like where all the domestic tasks are there. And Cinderella had that, right? She also was told she was ugly when she really was beautiful. Feminists are like, hey, beauty comes in a lot of forms. Don't be telling people they're ugly, right? So, so Cinderella is a feminist anthem, right? But what's really fascinating is we live in this woke world, right? Now, I feel like I have a very nuanced view of our woke world, right? I like woke things. I want all races to be equal. I want all genders to be equal. I want all orientations to have the same, equality and rights, right? I'm for equality, right? So, and so I am pretty woke from that perspective, right? But get this. Woke is its own agenda. It's its own community, right? And I want woke to proceed. But when woke arrives and when it wins, I expect them to deliver, right? If you're telling me that a woke world is going to be better than a traditional world, it better be, right? So I have very significant problems because I feel like the woke community has won and they are not delivering, right? They are, so we've gotten here, right? We've gotten to a lot of areas where there's more equality than there's ever been. But the world ain't better, right? And when we put weight on woke structures, they break, right? So I want woke to come into place, but I want it to deliver. I want the performance to be there, right? So that's my take on wokeism, right? And so basically, we've arrived in this incredible world. Sneakerella is a really interesting story, right? It is a feminist anthem reshaped as a male ballad, right? So Cinderella in this story is a male, right? And he has to do all the cleanup work, and he's told he's ugly, right, by his stepbrothers, right? And it's pretty amazing. Like it's a 100% feminist anthem recrafted as a male ballad. Now, this gets complicated, right? Like Disney's just like, hey, what if we made the star of our show male, right? And you're kind of like, well, what's how is that progressive, right? Haven't we been telling male stories for a long time? Well, now there's no more woke company on the planet than Disney, right? Like, point me to one that's more woke that matters, like not some scrub, 100 employee thing. Like, it's a company at scale that is massively woke, right? And honestly, I will say this right now. I don't think there's any company at scale that's more woke than Disney. It don't happen, right? So basically, and they're saying, hey, it's totally okay to take a feminist anthem and reskin it as a male ballad. Now, why would that be okay? things have changed. Things have changed a lot, right? So it used to be, yeah, men were on top of the world, right? That ain't the case now, right? Men are getting kicked in the teeth virtually every day by the world and by culture, like a lot, right? So I'm going to explain it, right? Men are not going to college. They are not finishing college. They are self-deleting themselves at higher rates than women. There are just so, Hannah Rose wrote a book called The End of Men a few years ago, and it was just like, men are done, right? And boy, is it coming true. It is coming true, right? Like, men are just like shuffling off, picking up PlayStation or Xbox controllers and not mattering and just falling off the face of the earth. As women in America, and this is American specific, I should have said that, as women in America are finishing college, are graduating college, are starting families without husbands, and it's working out great in massive numbers. It does not flow the other way. There ain't a bunch of men who are going to college, getting a degree, starting a family on their own. That is definitely happening on the other side, right? There are women like, I want an education, I got that education, I want a child, I don't need a man to get it, done, finished, set, right? And that is happening like at a rate 10 to 100 times what it's at on the men's side. There are stories coming from all over, right? I listen to the news every single day, and every single day, the USA, I used to listen to NYT because they had the audio digest. They don't have it anymore. I've replaced it with USA Today. Every single day, they're like, women up, men down, period, right? One of their stories recently, they were like, hey, fentanyl is killing people by the hundreds and by the thousands in San Francisco. You know what happens? They die, they go in the morgue, and if they're a man's body, they are twice as likely to go unclaimed as if they are women. The world cares about women, and right now, the world could give 2 rat tails for men. Men are down, right? And the trajectory is catastrophic. It is only getting worse by the day, right? So men used to use the world, now they suck, now they're losing, right? And so because men have become this put upon gender, right, it's okay to recraft, according to Disney, in my humble opinion, it's okay to recraft feminist anthems as male ballads. So how do we do it in Dungeons & Dragons? Well, first of all, you take the greatest feminist anthem ever told, Amelia Earhart, woo, right? Feminist hero, right? She gets a dope plane, flies across an ocean, and gets epically, awesomely lost forever. Like, she paid the 10-pint price for adventure. That's a feminist anthem, right? So in your next Dungeons & Dragons game, what you want to do is, you got your player characters there, right? And Amelia Earhart, I would name the character Amur, and he's a male paladin, right, who flew off on a dragon, right, to Mount Hotenow and disappeared, never to be heard from again, right? That's how you do it. You find, so it's totally okay to up men in your Dungeons & Dragons game as long as you're taking a feminist anthem. It's woke and progressive to tell exciting stories about men where men are the heroes, right? If, and only if, you reskin a feminist anthem as a male ballad, right? So I just gave you a perfect example of it. Go forth, find feminist anthems and reskin them as male ballads. This is the way to put in male heroes into Dungeons & Dragons in a way that's woke and meaningful and progressive. All that's my opinion. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any ideas for feminist anthems we can reskin as male ballads? I'd love to hear it. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.